Solana holders, I want you to be incredibly careful of what's happening with Solana's price right now, because if you are not cautious of this, you could easily fall into a trap that would be so pointless that it would genuinely piss me off. And so let's just get straight into it, and let me give you this quick update and warning. So what we're seeing from Solana, of course, is that we are actually starting to see its price stabilize to some degree, while it is trying to backtest and hold some support on top of this previous point of resistance, in which we're trying to flip into support. Of course, we saw that this 618 to 786 zone served as macro resistance, and of course Solana's trying to hold it at this given point, doing a pretty damn decent job at stabilizing there. Now, interestingly enough, as we are trying to build up some support here, of course, we are seeing certain little signs that could point in either direction. We're starting to see a head and shoulders pattern that is forming on the top of this thing, which, if broken, could easily push us to the downside. But in the same breath, we're establishing a possible double bottom. Now, realistically, double bottoms only truly work whenever they are at the bottom of a macro move, but you can't avoid and ignore the fact that we are seeing multiple double bottoms forming as we have been consistently reaching this level of support. One right here, and seemingly another one right here. And if you look at this from a macro perspective, you could say that this is one big double bottom. Again, they don't work as well down here, but you have to see the structural foundation. And interestingly enough, as this is happening, we're starting to see people who are losing big on both sides. We actually just saw tens of millions of dollars of liquidations over this weekend, as of course Solana's price did enter into a crazy period of volatility. I mean, this thing literally went, let's see, let's kind of figure this out here, okay? We saw it go down over the course of a day, 10%. From there, right, we actually saw it go down even further. We saw it drop another 5% before eventually recovering all the way back up another 11% to then eventually fall another, of course, 8%. Now, this was a bearish engulfing candle in which many people did think like, oh shit, bearish engulfing candle, we're very likely going to continue downwards. And although that is normally what happens, we now have seen Solana up again a freaking 10% on the 24-hour daily charts. And so, as you can see here, there is a lot of division. There's a lot of bullish division. There's a lot of bearish division. There's a lot of people who think it's going up, a lot who are going down. And my primary warning for the day, now that I've laid out this context, that from a microstructure, there's a lot of craziness going on. From a macro structure, there's a lot of craziness going on. My primary warning to you is that right now is by a far the most risky time to be using leverage or to be opening on interest or anything of that nature. Realistically, even buying or selling right now is incredibly risky. This is one of those moments when I personally believe that there is the most manipulation in the market that there ever is, right? In these types of moments, when people are unsure, when there's genuinely no clarity whatsoever as to what direction this thing is about to go in, that's when people lose the most. And the weird thing about it is, in these moments, people sometimes take some of the biggest bets. They'll go long on 100x or short on 100x because they have this weird confidence that they can just predict these things, when realistically there is no predicting a situation like this. It is very hard to determine. We're on a macro level of support, but building up bearish structure. There's really no way of knowing how that's going to turn out. Then you also have the catalyst of not only just the market, but the macro and, social economic scene as well. And so because of that, and because of these things, my primary warning for you is that this is a moment where a liquidation is the easiest it's ever been. And if you go in right now overconfident on long, on leverage, on shorts, on leverage, if you're doing something like that, you're putting yourself at a high risk. And so personally speaking, although yes, I am going to dollar cost average into some Solana here and there, I'm not making any crazy purchases. I'm not going nuts. I'm not buying a ton. I'm not selling a ton. I'm simply just sitting back and waiting. I think it's best right now to allow Solana to play out as it's going to. Break some of this macro structure that we talked about in the last Solana video. Make sure you go check that out so you can stay up to date. And then we can start to make some moves from there. And so I honestly may be light on the Solana videos this week. I might not have a lot to talk about because this is a moment where I sit back and watch, because I know the risk and I know liquidations are easier now than they ever are for Solana. And so I just wanted to share that warning with you. Of course, I hope you guys enjoy these videos and these moments where I just talk to you on a real perspective. I'm not here shilling Solana because I'm fucking Solana bull to the damn bone, and I'm also not going in and being like worried or concerned. I'm just quite simply just telling you my thoughts. And so if you do enjoy that and appreciate that, just of course let me know by subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications when you do want to see more and more videos. But overall, guys, of course, I hope you guys did enjoy, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.